Hello, fifth graders. Today we're going to be learning to draw and practice some of our hands on a piece of paper united with ribbon. So first thing I'd like you to do is put your name on your paper along with your teacher and decide how you want to pose your drawing. It's important that you're observing and looking as you draw. I break down a hand by drawing them as a stick figure, a circle to represent the fist, and almost like just a stick figure drawing if I'm thinking about where to put my thumb and my fingers as I am working. So here I have one tall for my pointer finger, my thumb overlapping, and my other fingers as lines. I now draw a box around each shape. This starts to turn my hand into something, or my stick figure hand here, into something more of a form. I want to make this start to look realistic. So I'm drawing around each one of those lines. I'm turning a stick figure into a form. I'll add my wrist coming off the page. And as you can see, this is starting to transform into something that looks a little more three-dimensional. Now I can come back and draw the sections and segments on my fingers, nails, wrinkles, and details. So in order to do so, I'm going to use an art room eraser now to eliminate those lines going through. And now I have space to draw over top. So I'm going to add that back in here. And I'm going to include the creases that I see in my thumb, the edges of my fingernails, and the segments in my pointer finger here. Because this is my practice piece, I'm just looking for those main lines in my drawing. So again, we're breaking things down into simple shapes, and that's how you can make a complex problem easier. Same rules apply when I try to another one. So let's say I want to do here a thumbs up. I'm going to start with a circular form for my palm, lines for my fingers, where I see that bent and coming across. Draw a box around each line. So that I'm starting to create that form. And this is how artists learn to observe. They break things down into simple shapes and also practice, practice, practice. You will get better at something the more you practice. Same rules again. Say I want to do a peace sign. Hey, peace. Circle for my representation of my palm, the line for my thumb, two straight up for my peace, my two fingers here that I'm going to draw overlapping. Now here I'm going to draw in my thumb space first. Put a box around that finger, a box around that finger, and I can just kind of see the end of my pinky here. Curve down for the side of my palms, and I'm left with 3 hands here that I did for practice. So now I'm ready for my good copy on the other side. I need 2 hands that are going to be interlocking with a ribbon. So say I choose a new pose. Maybe I'm going to do a fist. Same rules apply. Circular shape for my palm. Draw around the outside for my thumb. And I'll draw those box shapes to represent my fingers. 1, 2, and 3. When we do this together, artists, we will walk through each step I'll draw on the board, and you can do an I draw, you draw, we draw. That way we're working together each step along the way at a level 0 so that you can feel most successful doing this. But remember, everything takes time and practice. If you're giving me more than the Thanksgiving turkey hand that you drew when you were in kindergarten, that's enough for me, artists, because we are learning and it's our first time doing something. So I've got one there. I'm going to do another one here. And again, this is the good copy side of my paper, which we will work on together as a group. Just wanted to show you the technique and demo first as we go, so you know what to expect as we draw with the I draw, you draw, redraw. We're going to do this together as a class to start on our good copy side so that we are feeling successful as we are working in our two pieces. So it's all about those hands to start. And if we have time, we'll add our ribbon in, which you can turn into a cursive word or just do a curved swirling line. It's entirely up to you. I think I'll start it here in my doodle as it's coming out of my thumb. I give it a bend, and I overlap by stopping and starting as I'm skipping over my fingers. Wherever that comes to a curve, I bring that line to an end. And I'll show you another technique when we're going to do this as a class too, so we'll work through that here. All right, artists, prepare your paper.